Oh, hi, yo, guys, I must say I'm back, and excited to be back, and back to be exciting. I mean, back to being exciting. Being excited? I don't know. I'm back, though, playing Long Live the Queen. It is currently week 20. Last week, we accounted, and traded, and taxed it. Did some intriguing stuff, and looked out for some peasant revolutions. And now, well, I guess now we have to look forward. If you haven't seen those episodes, you might be confused, you might not. Who knows? You'll probably be confused. So I have to pick my skills. Let's see, what could be useful here? Well, I do have a buff to military, and I do need... No, I need military. You know, actually not... I need pretty quick. So I better get right on that. There we go. I'm still wearing my fancy tux. Well, in the morning I studied the effects of battle stress on troops and how morale can turn the tide of combat. I also studied military recruitment and the importance of training and motivation in making soldiers who you can trust and depend on each other. You study different kinds of ships, their name, designs, and the number of crew needed for each ship. You study different kinds of ships, their speeds, not needs, maneuverability, and standard complements of weapons. And I unlocked a new outfit. Ooh, fancy. So I am now requested to stand judgment of a man who has been convicted of murder by strangling his wife. He does not deny the act, but requests a pardon that he might be set free. If you meant killing a wife, why do you want to go set free? Oh, save me, your majesty, it wasn't my fault. Demons made me do it. Everyone knows the power of magical beasties. They used me. They twisted my fingers into chains. My wife, she found me screaming. She tried to shake me, and the chains, they wrapped around her. I need the priestesses to bless me and make me clean again. Demons? That make you attack people? Is that even possible? I have no idea. But I am going to pardon him, because I think that is the best option of the three. From prior experience. I'm very sorry the loss is responsible, not you. Don't blame yourself. Priests of the Royal Grove will take care to purify you. Bless you, your majesty. Don't know if that was that choice, but he didn't explode. So I'm very depressed. So let's get rid of depression. Sounds simple enough, because I gotta continue on with my military training, and that requires a willful. So, we have to go... actually, do I have to go all into logistics? I'm just looking at, because coming up, there might be an event I also need to deal with. I have to deal with an internal affairs event pretty soon. So I'm going to do that. Pretty simple, eh? You guys don't know because you haven't played, but I have vague notes upon events which I need to look out for in order to win the game. Part of the problem of this game is that you need to know what's happening or going to happen. You learn about the support costs created by support. The more equipment you have, the more people and animals are needed to move them, and then those people and animals also need to be fed and equipped. You also learned about the difficulty of obtaining new supplies from the field. Enemy civilians may hide or destroy supplies rather than let them fall into your hands, and friendly civilians may not stay friendly if robbed. The Countess of Dis. Oh, I also printed off a map. You can't see it, because, well, you might be able to if I edit it in. It doesn't tell me where Dis is. Is now married to the disinherited third sibling of the Duke of Marie. And the Duchess... is now married to the disinherited third sibling and the Duchess of Hellas? How can he be married... How can the Countess be married to both the Duke... The Duchess of D is now married to the disinherited third sibling of the Countess of Marie and the Duchess of Hellas. Okay. Currently, both Duke and Duchess are unwed. If either dies, their heir... Without an heir, title may still pass to the Countess's husband. Which I believe is my dad's brother? No, it's not right. No, I can't remember. goddamn family tree so compelling. Several generations back, the rulers of Elith and Sedan. God, I have a map and none of this helps. Oh, in neighboring Talassa. Okay. Married. The citizens of Elith objected to this foreign influence, and the resulting they died in suspicious circumstances, which afterwards the titles passed to distant branch of the family rather than another child of the Elith Sedan union. My lady, this is a letter for you. Who sent this inside? Here's your poem, describing you in a manner that is entirely inappropriate for a queen.
Huh? What? With a squid? Get hilarious!
I forget what they do, but the other one isn't good. I want to get my depression up, down, I don't know. I want to get closer to the middle line, because the middle lines are easier to manage. But just then an incredibly unlucky breeze swirls between the windows of your tower bedroom, tugging the paper out of your hands and into the sky. You stick your head out the window and discover the poem caught on fluttering of the nearby roof. You can almost reach it, but I'm going to ignore it. What's the worst that can happen? Blows off and someone reads it and laughs at you? That's better than breaking your neck. You actually break your neck. Not literally, but you do break something. Besides, if you're lucky, it will rain and wash the words away. So, willful and lonely. Yielding, pressured. I'll get that up and I'll down too. Now I'll probably be depressed, actually. Willful and angry, depressed and angry, lonely and cheerful. Oh, that's willful. I could do that next time. Lonely and afraid. Move that down, I'll move that down now. Just gonna get rid of depressed, because I don't know. I still haven't finished with intrigue training and military training. Which I need to keep. I just need to keep those up. So, foreign intelligence. Right? Or... I have a fairly big negative history bonus, so... Is it internal affairs I want? Oh, where's that calculator? To make sure I'm doing this right, I need to get... Well, I need to get what? 22? I get 10 just straight up. And then I get 10 straight up over the week with one class. And then I get a bonus of 2.7 over 7 days, which is equal to 18. Yeah, that should work, right? No, that's 20. 28, so... that should be more than enough to get my internal affairs maxed out, and I can, continue focusing on logistics. There we go. There were many dark rumors about the second husband of the Duchess of Lilla. Possibly because he was a commoner, it is whispered that he once assaulted the young Duchess of Elith before her untimely marriage and demise. I can't keep track of all this stuff, but you don't have to, that's why skill checks are there. After years of marriage and 3 children, the Duchess of Lilla divorced his second husband and refused to say why. Shortly afterwards, he was found dead in a nearby forest. The Duchess of Lilla and her son, the Earl of Yo, have been estranged ever since. The Earl of Yo now lives with his sister, the Duchess of Mead, which is in the neighboring duchy. After the last Duke of Mead went into seclusion, he hired a stream of attractive young servants who had to be frequently replaced after injuries and accidents. He eventually died by falling from a high tower window, which his family covered up. But was it a suicide they were hiding, or a murder? God damn it, just like that Game of Thrones. You have nothing more to learn about internal affairs, plenty to learn more about logistics. For example, you study how to determine whether to jettison or destroy your excess goods for speed, and how to avoid overreaching. You learn about how to calculate enemy war preparations based on the movements of goods within a land. Armies do not spring up full-formed overnight. I regret to inform you that Fabian, the Earl of Titan and the Duke Regent of Elith, has passed away. I have a map. None of these little earldoms, I think is what they're called, I point out though. This isn't really surprising. He's pretty old upon his political implications. With the control of Elith in doubt, it falls to the crown to make the decision. Young Lord Adair will reach his 15th birthday will not reach his 15th birthday for over 2 years. He requires a regent. His stepmother, Aris, the Duchess of Lilla, has petitioned that the boy be left in her care. Remember, she's called the Queen of the East because she has an immense amount of power. This would, however, leave her personal control of 2 neighboring duchies, which is generally forbidden. Not to mention that she's closely related to the Duchess of Mead and the Duke of Kiggle. She could control almost the entire eastern half of Nova. People already call her Nova's other queen. Duchess Aris almost certainly killed her second husband after she divorced him. Her son, the Earl of Laurel, apparently hates and fears her. Look at, I got all those internal affair things, just info dump. The last Duke of Mead died in mysterious circumstances while she was around, which meant the title of Mead passed to Aris's daughter. But without proof, she couldn't be punished. Boyd does have a living grandfather, the Earl of Ishtar. Man, anyone know that film? Ishtar? Oh, I haven't seen it, but it's just awesome. It's not awesome. Or you might appoint an unrelated noble to act in his stead. The Earl of Ishtar has suggested another possibility. You and Adair are both young, not too far apart in age. You request that we accept the boy as your future husband and keep him here at the castle. Now, leave him with Aris, that's bad. Send him to his grandfather. That's okay. Marry him. That requires more skill checks and things I don't have. So we're going to send him to your uncle, my uncle.
What about your brother, Armand? You would be safe in bare hands to watch over Adair.
As you wish. That was pretty easy. And now, what is our mood? I'm going to get... Okay. Move that down to... Move that. Move that up 1. We're gonna go to the treasury. Plenty of money. Plenty of money! Because next I'm gonna go there and get pressured and bring everything down closer to neutral. But I want to still remain willful because I still have military and yeah, I want foreign intelligence up. So we're gonna go strategy and foreign intelligence. Pretty simple stuff. Not really, pretty complex stuff, really. Oh jeez. That's a huge increase. Rumor has it that the mother of the oldest sister of the last Duchess of Elith was assassinated 20 years ago by her agents from Sedna, which is why she, as the sole remaining heir, was married off so young. Rumor has it that the Prince of Terex was humiliated by the public dissolution of his betrothal to an heiress after she declared him a coward. The Queen of Shanxia is wedded to a non-normal, a court musician whom she initially took as a consort, barring any offspring from inheriting the throne. She has since passed new laws to not only give the children, but also the man himself an equal claim to the throne. The crown, actually, but who cares? Learn about how units reinforce each other in the field, gaining strength through proximity and covering weaknesses. You study about the effects of different kinds of battle terrain for both offense and defense. And I may now tour the barracks. Ah, this is interesting. We now have a woman here to see me. She is a musician and wishes for crown patronage, which means money.
Your Highness, if you accept me as a member of your court, I will immortalize your words in song. I have dabbled in musical styles from many countries to entertain your guests and lighten your evenings.
I wonder if she also writes naughty poetry. The Queen of Shanti was taken by Mizan, who turned out to be after her crown. Musicians are often used as secret agents and messengers. They can be useful and dangerous. Mission sings a little tea to demonstrate her skills with her lute. She's actually pretty good. As far as I know, there should be no downside to accepting her at this point, so I'm going to accept it. As far as I know.
Hey, well, you can remain at the court. I will do my best for you.
That was horrible, wasn't it? So, going to the barracks will increase willful and increase pressured. Huh, that's actually incredibly useful. That is actually incredibly useful. I'll do it. You're impressed by the discipline of the Northern troops. The responsibility for their lives weighs heavily on your shoulders. There are approximately 9 battalions and 2 platoons under your direct command. Which is fine, I guess, you know. And so, I'm gonna just... It's kind of a waste. What's coming up next? Week. Okay. So. Gotta get that logistics up. Naval strategy and logistics. Hopefully I'll max out logistics, so I'm in trouble. I'm not really in trouble, I might not be in trouble. You learn about the requirements for all civilized sailors to rescue a crew of a sinking ship, even an enemy. You learn about the challenges to naval warfare posed by an unpredictable weather, as well as dangers of sailing too close to an unknown coastline. Yeah, maxed out. You study the benefits of looting as troop motivator versus the negative effects on civilian population. Troops like to loot. This shouldn't be a surprise to many people. You learn to calculate how effective military strength wanes over distances from home position, as it becomes more difficult to put pieces into play. You learn how to delay an advance of an invading force by disrupting their transport and communications. I have nothing more to learn about logistics. You receive a letter from the young Lord Adir. So far, he's enjoying himself at the Yanka Armad in Mazomba. Don't know where that is. God dang. He says the trees look different and there's a lot more frogs. He's looking forward to visiting the lookout fort at Shepherd's Point. Okay. Oh no, that's just to the north. That's like nothing. There's nothing. Going back to the barracks just because I need to get these things stats more balanced out. Okay, that is maxed. Let's now focus on just the general strategies. You study the power of ranged weapons, from arrows thrown to thrown fire and sand, pocket sand, ha! And how the threat of attacks can shift the enemy's response. You study the use of cavalry in battle, as well as costs and benefits of traveling with large animals. You study the effects of a strong hierarchy on military organizations, and the ability of troops to respond to changing situations. Communications across an army can be difficult. Disrupted signals can lead to chaos. You'll learn about the use of ships in transporting ground soldiers between locations. You study the cost, time, and materials required to construct new ships. You study blockades, both setting them and breaking them. Now, studying reports of trade and good shipments. You see, that's why you can make sure logistics was up, because that logistics and trade. I think logistics is the major one there. You know something interesting. The domain of Shanjia, which is now the major power on the Western continent, appears to be stepping up production. Particularly, their increased demand for wood, hemp, linen, and metals suggests that you're producing new ships and new weapons. This could be a precursor to a war fleet. Whatever they're doing, it'll take time. If they intend to attack Nova, you have enough warning to make your own defensive preparations. The downside is, they won't come cheap. This is why I raised taxes in the earlier episode, so I could build more warships. Send the order for the assembly of new ships, and the strengthening of weaponry and cladding on the existing fleet. If trouble comes, you'll be ready. And that's where I'm leaving that end. What was I saying? That's where I'm leaving the end of this episode, I guess that was what I was trying to say. But that is where I'm leaving off. This will be the end of the episode. That is something that is desperately needed if you want to hold off a foreign threat without the use of magical lumen powers, which is something I don't have. As always, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe or do any other YouTube thing you want, except maybe report a flag. Those aren't very nice, okay? So don't do that. And until next time, and I hope to see you again and all the other kind of cliched salutations.